can a judge make me pay for my child's college expenses during my divorce or paternity case? The short answer is no. So the exception there, because we're attorneys, this is the law, and I'm sure you've seen that there's a lot of exceptions to a lot of different things. The exception is when you've agreed to it. Okay, so if you had a divorce matter or a paternity case where you specifically, signed a settlement agreement which stated that you would pay for your child's college tuition or expenses or whatever, then the other side can move to enforce that. So that's the caveat and that's the exception there. If you made that decision to agree to it, and then if it was court ordered, now you are looking at a court order that basically you're going to have to abide by. So that's the exception there if you've agreed to it. I guess another minor exception is, sometimes we'll see during the course of a divorce case or, again, paternity, and that's for unmarried couples. That's one way to get time sharing and deal with child support and things of that nature. But one thing we'll see is Florida prepaid plan, and that it's being paid consistently through the course of the marriage. So that's something the court can take into consideration. And that's something, again, to discuss with your attorney if it's specific to your case of that the court would, continue to either make you pay or continue to make the other side continue to pay for the Florida prepaid plan while the child is still a minor. Now, so we go back to the actual question itself is, can the court make you at trial say, okay, now, ma'am, you're going to pay for your child's college tuition? No. The case law is pretty specific that they're adults. Okay? So they can get loans, they can get grants, they can get scholarships, they can, choose to do that. But once they hit 18 or they age out, and again, speak to your attorney about that, but, once they're an adult, then it's on them. So this is different in lots of other states. So this video is only for Florida divorce and family law because there are other states that have a completely different set of laws related to child, at that point, adult child college expenses. But for Florida, it's pretty clear, except for the exceptions that I stated, that if you're going into court and the other side is saying, I want, him or I want her to pay for the child's college tuition and, room and board, and I want it all the way through till 21 or 22 years old, the court doesn't have the jurisdiction to do that unless you've previously agreed upon it. So again, speak to an attorney, understand what you're agreeing to before you sign on the dotted line, and that's sometimes the problem. Sometimes people will agree to it and go, well, I thought that was the law. That's why there's lawyers. So speak to a lawyer, get your set of facts to be analyzed by that attorney against the law so you can figure out what your rights are, what your responsibilities are, and what the law is in the state of Florida. But this is just a little bit of information about college expenses and payment after the child has become an adult.